So yeah, we are adjusting our little podcast. Okay,
Podcast.
you know, it's we loud, we Cajuns, we like to scream.
Scream.
We get stuff done when we scream. We feel like it anyway. So Miss Connie, you getting stuff done? You cutting the grass around the parish and stuff? You getting involved in politics? You crazy? You?
I know.
Tell us about yourself. Where you from and everything. And
Well, let's see. I grew up on Upper Locaia. I was a fungi before I was a Berg.
okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been called fun guy before?
Fungi, fungus, fan guy. Yeah. Heard them all.
Yeah, la compétit. That's why.
There you go. You're like
That's my la
Yeah,
just
forget
don't
it.
worry about
Let
it,
it
bro.
go.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we grew up on Locaia. My dad was Bill Fungi. We had Bayou Neuf for a while down there.
Didn't they have a bar down there or something like that?
It was a little bar and a boat launch back there. Oh,
Man, I went back there when I wasn't supposed to.
supposed to.
Yeah. Like in the early 90s, I was
Yeah.
at South Terrebonne, and I'm like, I had no business being down there, but we had some good times. So.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he had that, and that was long after I was gone from the house. I mean, I got married in 1976, so I've been gone from the bar for 47 years. But I love growing up down there. In fact, the La Trouvaille is my great-grandparents' house.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
I
people.
want. Well, now that you mentioned that, whatever happened to that? I mean, was it the storm or did they sell it?
It's still in the family. My cousin Tommy Fungi owns it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Gerard and Alice Fungi's house, and we actually lived there. We were living there for Hurricane Betsy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, after my,
That must have been crazy in that house.
Well, thankfully we weren't there because the chimney came through the roof and landed on the dining room table.
Oh, wow. That's crazy we're talking about that right now because it's been 2 years since since Ida.
Yeah.
And I had one of my neighbors, their parents were there and they were talking about like Betsy, you know, and they were like, this is y'all Betsy, you know, and he was telling me stories about him in I think it was Grand Kaya School or something. That was they put him in there, a shelter, and the glass blew out on one side and all kind of stuff. So Betsy.
Betsy, yeah. We were living there. We came to town when my daddy came in from offshore. He worked for Texaco. And my daddy came in from offshore and he picked us up. And the time we went, my grandparents lived on Southern Avenue in Houma. And so we went up there. But I still can remember the ride back down, coming down, and seeing trailers wrapped around trees. And in fact, we had a lot of pine trees in the yard. My grandma's yard used to be full of trees and shrubs and everything. Well, now that's all gone.
Right.
But I remember walking in from after Betsy, and my poor Barbie doll house was destroyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy how you work for everything you got, and then within the matter of half a day, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's
That's
crazy.
It was gone. Yeah. So they the chimney that my great grandpa had built came through the kitchen roof and landed on the table. So everything was tore up. Yeah. So but they got it back together again, and we lived there for probably another year and a half, and then we built our house in the pasture.
Okay.
Right next door.
Okay.
And so that was our stomping ground right there.
Yep. And I always remember passing there and just seeing everybody on the porch and then the chair set up in the front, and I guess playing some old Cajun music and some telling some Cajun stories, huh?
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I love about Down the Bar, man. It's like I miss seeing that, and I mean, I guess that's why, which is going to lead us into our next question. You wanna run for parish president, and I see it. A lot of people. I mean, I forgot. I lost count of how many people are running for parish president. But I mean, I honestly think that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, maybe not for the candidates, but I mean, I love to see the passion, coming out.
Exactly. I am, in fact, I'm proud of the fact that we have so many people running, because this is the first time that I can ever remember that it's not either or.
Right. It was always a choice between this one or that one.
That's it. Whereas right now, Terrebonne Parish has a large field of people to choose from.
Right.
So I'm really hoping there's no voter apathy out there that they think, oh, it's done already and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you have to go vote.
Right.
You know, if you don't vote, then nothing's gonna get better.
Nothing's
gonna get better.
Exactly.
You have to be able to vote.
And that's why, I mean, I love doing these little interviews with each candidate, is because, like I said, you can't on a public forum, you can't say what you're going to do for coastal erosion in 2 minutes. You just can't do that. And so I think those forums are kind of, I don't want to say fake. I just want to say it gives you an opportunity to see the charisma, to see the purpose of why this person's doing this. I think while we start talking like this, we kind of get back on that personal level. And as to why, what's the ultimate reason of why you're running for parish president.
Exactly. So. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and look, we tried the thing. I mean, we grew up here. We had businesses here. And we did move away for a little while. In 2015, we sold our house. We sold our business. My husband's Lavis Berg Jr. We had Lavis's Conoco and Lavis's Auto Repair downtown. And I never in a million years did I think that I would be leaving Terrebonne Parish. But
no, you're good.
I'm good. I could feel it sliding off the back. It's sliding off the back of my hair. I must have put too much conditioner.
Oh, you good?
So anyway, getting back to that, we had a few things that had happened, and Jay and I were just getting tired. It was hard to hire people at the station. Nobody wanted to work. And we were no spring chickens working that driveway. And so it's like, I asked him, I said, you want to retire? And he's like, are you kidding? He said, I never thought I'd hear you say them words.
Right.
And I said, let's try. Let's see what happens. So we put everything for sale. And eventually, it took us a year and a half to get everything sold.
Right.
And we moved to Mountain Home, Arkansas, in the Ozarks. Now, Manya, it is beautiful up there.
Right.
And fresh water. You can go in the water and you come out and you don't stick.
Right. Oh, yeah. Now, is that near like Hot Springs, Arkansas?
No, it's further north.
It's further north?
It's further north.
Because I remember we went to Hot Springs, Arkansas when we evacuated for Gustav.
There you go.
And yeah, it's very nice up there.
Oh, it's beautiful. Freshwater lakes, rivers, gorgeous, gorgeous water, clear as a bell. And our son lived up there with our 2 grandkids. And so we decided we'd go try to be with them for a while. And we did, and it was beautiful, and we had a beautiful place. But after 4 years, the grandkids were having their own life.
Right.
So it's like, I don't want to go to Mama's today. I want to go with my friends.
Right. Yeah, we all go through that.
Exactly. So, and with us not knowing anybody up there, but our grandkids, and you come from a place where you know everybody.
Right.
It's like we were just kind of sitting there going, what we're going to do?
Yeah.
And look, when I go out, people would, of course, hear me talk, and they'd say, where are you from? And it's like, well, we live in Mountain Home. I said, but I'm from Houma, Louisiana, Terrebonne Parish.
Yeah. Terrebonne Parish. That's where I'm
Terrebonne
from.
Parish. That's where I'm from. Exactly. I would always say that when everybody, because people would say, well, where are you from? It's like, I'm from Terrebonne Parish.
Everybody asked me that too. They say, why you talk like that? Where you from? I said, I'm from down the Bayou. And they're like, where is that? And I was like, well, you know where Houma is? No. You know, okay. You know where Thibodeau is? No. You know where New Orleans is? Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, and I'm like, well, it's south of that. There's a south of New Orleans?
Yes.
Yep, there's a south of Houma, too. There's a south of Chauvin. There's a south of Cocodrie. It's called the Gulf of Mexico.
You got it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, once you leave for a little while, I mean, 4 years you lived up there?
4 years.
Well, I bet y'all were like, hard up to come back down here.
And look, fresh seafood. Oh my gosh. And Gulf shrimp. Look,
there's nothing better.
No, there's nothing. But we go out to eat, and I was like, we'd be in a restaurant or what have you, and I'd say, because they'd have fried shrimp on the menu, of course, okay? And I'd look at them, and the little waitress would come. I said, where you get your shrimp from? And she's looking at me like a deer in the headlights. And it's like, she said, nobody's ever asked me that. I said, well, I am. I said, where do you get your shrimp from? She says, well, I don't know. I'll have to go ask the chef. So she comes back a minute later. She comes back. She says, it comes out the box.
Out the box. Yeah, okay. Well, what did the box say? Did it say Rocky Seafood from Chauvin? Or Price's Seafood?
Price's.
Yeah, did it say any of that? Or Luke's? Yeah, all of that. No, it probably said China.
Yeah. My husband and I we looked at each other and we busted out laughing. And it was like, it's okay, I'm going to order something else.
Right. But no, it's true. I mean, like, they got songs about Georgia peaches.
Right.
There's just something about Georgia peaches. Something about Ponchatoula strawberries. It's just
Gulf
down to buy a shrimp is like, you cannot beat that.
No. And look, I've tried. We've gone to the West Coast and I've tried ordering shrimp over there. And when I tasted that, I said, I don't know where y'all got these shrimp from, but they hate to go from Mexico.
They don't have that bupuri mud in there. You know what I'm saying? That it has that same. It don't have that same taste.
No, it don't. I wasn't impressed.
Wasn't raised that way. No. And that's why I always make fun of the people. I say it's Maryland, but I say Maryland up there. They steam their crabs up there, and I'm like, bet. Yeah,
that's it. Exactly.
God bless those crabs that go up there. A lot of those crabs get sent up there and then dump in the bay up there, and they multiply and all of that, and then they're gonna ruin it by steaming them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Whatever.
So it was.
So you came back down to Bahia.
We put our house up for sale, and I told Jay, I said, you know what? I said, God's going to put us where he wants us. Mm-hmm. And honey, I mean to tell you, within 24 hours, my house was sold.
What?
Kid you not. I put it on Zillow on Friday night. Saturday morning at 9:00, I had a man knocking at my front door from California. Him and his wife had been there for 3 months looking to buy a house.
They were just waiting around.
And I went to the door and he says, we saw you put your house up for sale last night. And I'm like, yeah. And he says, can we make an appointment? And I turned around. I said, Jay, you dressed?
I'm about to sell the house, bro. Put your drawers on.
Put your drawers. You dressed? He said, well, yeah, I'm dressed. I said, come on in. He said, oh, no, we want to make it. I said, bruh, my house ain't going to be no cleaner tomorrow than it is right now.
Come on in.
Come on in. Mm-hmm. So I said, get your wife down. Y'all come on in. And they bought the house.
Wow.
And we came back to Houma that weekend, bought a house, and we loaded everything up in Arkansas, and we came back down, and we had 5 couples waiting for us in the driveway.
That's awesome. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? I bet you didn't have nobody in Arkansas, but you had somebody down here.
Honey, when I tell you, Jay and I had to look. My son lived next door, so of course he was there to help, and he wasn't happy about us leaving, but he knew,
yeah,
I can't keep him up here.
Right.
So we came back down, and like I said, the driveway was full of people waiting for us to unload the truck. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, we home.
All right, what y'all want to eat? Fried shrimp. Right now, fried shrimp po' boy, I want them Creole tomatoes cut on the side with a little lettuce and some mayo. Let's go. Oh, man. But no, that's awesome. So I guess when you came here, did you notice any difference from when you left and then you came back? In that 4-year span? In
the 4-year span, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't see any change.
It's almost you got to look over a decade or two before you see something.
Yeah. Exactly.
I noticed, and I'm going to be honest, I don't want to say decline, but not as good as we used to be. Over a 20-year period,
Right.
And that's why I'm excited to see kind of a new... regime come in, a new energy. Yeah, just bless the area because I think we had a lot of staleness, before.
I agree. Totally.
And not trying to call anybody out or do any of that. No. I just think we need some new, fresh ideas. We got new technology. We got all kind of stuff that we can communicate with each other a lot more frequently. And,
when we had the station, I was constantly trying to get downtown, saying, "Come on, guys, let's do." I used to decorate the station. I had flowers on the telephone poles. Mm-hmm. We bought a clock and put it on the corner, and hoped it got hit, of course.
Yeah.
But it stayed for quite a few years that we were able to keep it on the corner. But eventually, some lady took it out. So. Mm-hmm. I was always trying to keep the 300 block of Barrow Street. I felt like was my block,
right?
And I wanted to make sure that it was decorated and cleaned up and everything. I'd wash that driveway down all the time. And I mean, look, we built a home right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we thought we'd be there forever, and but it was like it's just too hard. It was just getting to be too much for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was always, let's do something like the old DuPont's building.
Right.
I was looking at buying that before Martin did.
Right.
That's
a beautiful building that was just falling apart.
Falling apart. It's been sitting there for decades.
Right.
I used to work at DuPont's. In 1973, I worked at DuPont's. I was distributive education. That's something, if they don't have it in the high schools, they need to bring it back to get these kids to work.
Right.
Because there's no work ethic there.
Right.
You can't find it's a rare jewel to find a kid that wants to work.
Yeah. Doing these podcasts, it's crazy because that's one of the same things that keeps popping up. Like when we were in school, we had programs like DECA. I don't know if they still have it, but we had DECA, we had Votech, we had all of that stuff where kids can learn trades.
Yes.
Because not everybody down the bay is worthy to go to college. Okay. And you know what? Nowadays, probably if you got a skill, that probably outweighs you going to college for 4 years. If you got you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
You'll be making more money with a trade down the bayou than you will
with a
college nursing degree. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect example. My son.
And I'm not trying to put down nursing
No,
or anything. I'm just saying that there's opportunities down there.
Perfect example. My son is an RN. He was a paramedic on a helicopter for years, 20-something years. Worked in the emergency room. He decided one day after COVID was over, he's decided, I'm going to take the state license for carpentry. Now, mind you, he's done carpentry work around the house, but that's it. Well, and I'm like, are you kidding? No, Mama, I got enough. I'm going to take the test. He goes take the test and passes it. Starts a contracting business. He's so busy right now building houses. He's got like 6 houses to build up there right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And making way more money than, and nurses get paid well.
Right.
But he's making more money doing carpentry work.
And probably something he loves, too.
He loves it.
That's what I said. That kind of happened to me. I mean, I worked in the oil field and finance for all my life. It's not that I hated it, but it wasn't. It was paying the bills, and I was like, I learned a skill, and I'm like, man, doing what I got to do. But once you start getting that little side hustle and you start making money at that little side hustle, and then that money starts making more than your regular hustle, that's when it becomes fun and you're energized. Yeah. And then you can pick and choose what you want to do,
Exactly.
So, but no, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that, personally, firsthand. I've seen what that can do,
Yeah.
So, but I used to be on downtown all the time. It's like, let's do something. Let's do this. Let's do that. But they were like in a situation where they wanted to do stuff, but of course we never had money. We never had money to do anything. And all these buildings downtown were falling apart.
Right.
It looked like
crap. Yeah. No, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
And so it's like, but you could never get any kind of thing going. They had the downtown development and they were trying, but it's like nothing would stick.
Right.
And then, finally Martin bought the DuPont's building and that started going. I was looking to open up I wanted to make like a little boutique hotel out of that.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Like a little bed and breakfast or something?
A little bed and breakfast. I was trying to get Jay. It's like, come on, let's buy this. Let's do something with it.
Yeah, because downtown Houma is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
I mean, they shot movies down there.
Right. Exactly. So we were looking at that, and then Martin came in, and then so it's like, okay, you can have it. We're done. You go on with we're moving on. So he got that, and then we were looking at buying Miss Catney's old building on the corner of Lafayette and Maine. I wanted to do retail at the bottom and condos on top. Well, I went and talked to this guy that was on the 4th floor up there. I forgot what his name was. I want to say Mitch something. Anyway, he was in charge of all of that back then. And I went to pitch him my idea about that. And his thing was where they going to park. It's like, well, we'll figure that out. I mean, you got parking downtown. And, oh, no, you can't do that. They don't have no place to park. And I'm like, okay.
Well, let's figure it out.
Let's figure something else out.
Yeah.
So it was like he kind of poo-pooed my idea, So it's like, okay, let's try something,
Right.
So, and we had a contract on the building, but Miss Catney's she was hemming and hawing, and it was like 6 months went by, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. We're done. give me my deposit back, moving on.
Right.
And so it sat there, and then I had heard Charlie the planner said bought it. I said, well, good, maybe Charlie, but Charlie lives in Destin. It's like, okay, well, maybe Charlie will bring some Destin over here or something, but it never went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just, everything it was like it could not get up off the ground.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm done. And I just kind of walked away from it and thought, maybe one day they'll get something done, but it just wasn't going nowhere.
Well, what do you think about what's going on right now with the bandstand? And
I love it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Awesome, and that walkway is amazing.
Yeah, the plaza looks great.
I know people are bitching about because they could have used. Look, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
You got to put stuff out there. And yes, we have other issues, and we're going to get to those issues. But you got to start somewhere.
You got to have a good infrastructure, I think. Like, and I'm not talking about like streets and all that.
No.
I'm talking about a core center where everybody can go
and meet. I used
be
to
happy, raise money, do all of that stuff. Because if the people don't have that, they're going to go away.
No.
So all the other problems ain't gonna matter, So
that's right.
And then a lot of people don't realize this, but that bandstand that wasn't paid with taxpayers' dollars.
Exactly.
That's fundraisers that the people are actually doing.
I was so excited to hear about this Hatch Act. It was like first when I said, "What's this Hatch Act, people? What's that about?" And they said, "Well, it's a bunch of guys that got together and they trying to do some stuff." I said, "Oh, thank God! Finally, some young people are interested in doing something for Houma."
Right.
I said, because the old people ain't doing squat.
Right. I think a lot of these young people, like my point of view, I mean, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my mid-40s. I used to go when, I kid you not, when I was going to college, I mean, I went to Nichols. Thibodaux had a great downtown college bar hopping scene.
Exactly.
Houma, it was more. It catered more to offshore people,
offshore bars,
and like the Toby Keith bar rooms, and it's like, so we would go over there and to Thibodaux, and I think we were just tired of going to Thibodaux and chancing a DWI coming back. Exactly. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, so and I work with the Hash Grant people too, and I'm like, hey, look, if we build it here, they're gonna come.
They're gonna come.
That's
it. They're gonna come.
I mean, when we do the boucheries and all of that stuff and get all these bands coming, there's people for days.
Right.
And I'm talking not just white people. It's multicolored people.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is coming in. Nobody cares. Right. Everybody's just having a good time.
Exactly.
Exactly. And if you see more of that you're gonna have more people wanting to like pick up trash, be involved in public projects, and all of that stuff.
Taking pride in the parish and everything. I loved living downtown. I really do love to live in downtown. I mean, Jay and I could walk. We could go walk. We didn't have to worry about DWI and those because we could walk.
He could walk to everything.
We could walk to everything. Mm-hmm. We staggered home a couple of times down Roussel Street.
Oh, yeah.
Laughing at ourselves because it was like, who could stay on the sidewalk?
Right. Exactly.
And we had some good times. And we used to love downtown live after 5.
Oh, yeah.
We could walk downtown and go talk with everybody. Then we could come back home and sit on the balcony and just listen to the music till they shut down and then go to bed.
They'd have some food vendors out there. Different restaurants come in. You could sample some stuff, a little beer.
And you see so many
great
people.
Talent.
That's it. You could catch up with everybody. Mm-hmm. It was such a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody could hang out. They brought their lawn chairs. Everybody was just hanging. It was a place to hang out.
Yep.
And so it was awesome. And that's what we need. Honestly, I think that's going to be our biggest draw for downtown because I hate to say it, but I really don't see retail coming back downtown.
No, I mean, a lot of people, they head on over to Martin Luther King for that.
That's it. And online.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
But if you bring those little unique boutique shops.
That's it. If they can afford it. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't build a $300,000 building and pay $25 for a dress.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
You're gonna have to put $80-$100 on that dress to pay for the rent.
On that building.
And then people are like, Yeah. So
exactly.
you're up and down.
Exactly.
But that's why I think having like these fairs and all these, these festivals and stuff
downtown.
I mean, it brings people out, and then you get to sample. Like you got Joe's downtown, and you got all these little restaurants and stuff like that. There's little boutiques. They come out, and you get to meet the people, the owners, small business, and everything like that. And I think that's that's important. To the area.
You get to catch up with everybody. I guarantee you that Plaza Walkway is going to be packed.
Oh yeah, I already see people taking wedding pictures right there at night.
We went
because it's so nice.
Nice. We went to the patio. Jay and I went to the patio the other night. I said, let's just go get out the house. Let's just go have a drink at the patio. And sure enough, we were walking up, and they had a little girl that was taking some pictures. They had a professional photographer, and they were taking pictures of this little girl all over on the walkway.
Oh yeah.
Hiding between
I love
the
seeing
bricks.
that. Come take your pictures in Houma, Louisiana.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have said that a couple of years ago.
Oh no. And it's like that boardwalk. I would love to see them. They have plans to expand it, but how long it's going to be in my lifetime, I don't know.
Right.
But I would love to see them finish off that walkway from the bus station all the way to the hospital.
Right.
Because it's so nice to be able to walk by the bayou and not have grass in your face or God knows what else floating on the side of it. And it's just, it would be such a beautiful addition to downtown. And then maybe people would want to have a business on the bayou side.
Right.
Whereas right now you have vacant buildings.
Right.
Or torn down buildings. I mean, wouldn't an oyster bar be great on the bayou side?
Man.
I mean, man, come on.
Oh man, like a lot of Acme's oyster bar. Well, not Acme's, but like
Acme's,
like a local Wilson's come make you
right, exactly. Come make you an open air where you can sit under the pavilion, have some tables out there, and have an oyster bar with some music.
Yeah, and even when you're doing the bandstand or downtown lobby, you go walk right there.
Walk right there, go eat some oysters. That kind of stuff. And that's what I see coming. That I'm hoping will come downtown.
I think it's coming back though.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, I think we all get into that mode where, man, the government ain't doing nothing. Government ain't doing nothing.
It's not up
but
to
we
the
also
government.
complain that, well, I don't want the government in my business. I don't want the government in my business.
Yeah.
So it's like we want when we want and we don't want when we don't want and all of this stuff. And it's like, well, wait, hang on a second. That's why I admire guys like Hash and all of them.
Right.
That's like, well, look, we want a bandstand. Well, let's go build it.
That's it.
Let's do a nonprofit and let's go build it. Because if we wait on the government to do it, it ain't never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
That's why I admire a lot of the things. I kind of look at Lafourche Parish, and because they doing some good things over there. Archie Chasson, I love how he comes on every morning or every week and says, "Hey, this is what we're doing. This is
and that's what I want to do.
I want transparency. I love that, and I'm telling everybody that's running for parish president, you need to get in front of people and open the communication.
And let them know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of my first things. It's like, because even when I was complaining, when I'd call the parish to find out about, okay, when y'all gonna cut this grass? When you gonna complete my ditch? When you gonna do this? And I'm like, look, why don't y'all have a web page? Why can't y'all post a schedule? Every supervisor's got to make a schedule.
Right.
All right? Post the schedule on the web page. That way I can look and say, okay, they're working in Locaia today. Well, maybe they'll be working in Montague next week.
They're working their way either up or down the bayou.
Up or down the bayou. That way people will know where they're working at, so they're not wondering. Because you can drive around this parish all day and you don't see squat.
You don't.
You don't see squat. So, I mean, I see the tractors, but that's because I take St. Louis Canal Road, and that's where they park the tractors at night.
Right.
So, but it's like if you tell people what's going on, they fine.
Right.
They're not going to say, well, why are you not doing it? But we're doing this. We might be in Gibson today. And their thing, when I told them, I said, why don't y'all make it to where people know what y'all doing? Well, what if we can't get to it that day? I said, so you tell them why you couldn't go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple. Just because, you see, they don't want all the phone calls.
Right.
Well, y'all said y'all was going to be over here today and y'all not here. Where y'all at? And it's like, okay, you got a secretary to answer the phone calls. That's her job. All right. You tell her what's going on. When they call, she can tell them. Or you get somebody to put it on the website saying, okay, it's raining outside today, so guess what? We're not cutting grass.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you have to let them know what's going on.
Right.
And I find in today's, especially with the technology that we have today, that's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy
That's
to
too
let
easy
to let everybody know what's going on.
To not do it.
Right.
Okay. So you have to let people know what's going on.
Right.
And I think people would be much more satisfied if they knew, well, okay, they're working on this. I got it.
Right.
You know, I'm
Right.
okay. But yeah, you have to let people know what's going on.
You must be like me, a little OCD. I mean, I like my stuff looking nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, I cut my grass. I mean, I haven't cut my grass in probably 3 months because there's no need to.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, our grass is brown like the meat in the supermarket turning brown, man. It's like, it's like you're walking on Sonic ice. Yeah, poor grass. But yeah, I like my stuff looking nice. And I remember, I mean, I said this to everybody. 2 years ago, I went live on Facebook. I was mad about
I remember your bucket challenge.
I was so mad because I was like, I was tired of. I got too much pride.
Right.
My wife is like, "What are you doing? You're losing your mind." I said, "Well," I said, "If you had trash all over your living room for about 3 months, just would you be okay with that?" No. Okay, I'm not okay with the way my parish looks.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, I was literally, it was around, well, what, the storm hit like right. Yeah, this time 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so through Halloween, we still had trash on the side of the road.
Yes.
And you know me, I do my parody. So I was I didn't release it because I was like, man, if I do this, I might hurt some feelings. But you know, Monster Mash? Well, I did pick up the trash.
Pick up the trash.
Yeah. So I kept doing that. Pick up the trash because it smells like ass. Because it was. I mean, you moved, they had wet rugs and wet carpet on the side. They had maggots in it. It was so bad. And look, that changes your attitude. You feel grimy and gross, and your attitude goes down. Then you go on social media, I can't stand, and then you rev everybody up.
Right.
You know, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be positive. So let me go pick up a thing of trash and say, hey, 5-gallon bucket challenge, let's do this. And it kind of went, it made its way a little bit, and then like anything else, it goes away.
It goes away, yeah.
But that's what I want from the new parish president. I want to keep on, hey, let's keep doing this.
Exactly.
Not doomsday all the time. Just like, hey, no, look, we're going to get it. We're going to figure out a way.
And make it look, I mean, I know they cutting grass, but I tell you what, I think if I get parish president, the first thing we're going to have is weed eating 101.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't like weed eaters either, so.
I mean, look.
They break on you all the time.
All the time. Or string.
Yeah.
I must have went through 5 bales of string.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like the culverts need to be weed eated.
Yeah.
And if you're going to cut the grass, pick up the trash, clean it up, weed eat it, make it look like you've been there.
Right.
Not that you just passed a lick.
Exactly.
You know, make it look like it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what would aggravate me. And then one day what all started it was Jay and I were coming home from Thibodeau, and the welcome to Terrebonne Parish sign looked like a forest. It was like, oh my God. And I said, well, you know what? They busy cleaning up the parish. I'm going to go clean that up. And Jay was like, you got to do what? And I said, when we get home, I'm going to get a trash bag. I'm going to get my tools. And I said, I'm going to come work over here. I said, I don't have nothing else to do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come clean this up. He said, well, I ain't going to help you.
Smart man.
Smart man. I said, well, that's fine. You can stay home. I don't care. I'm going. So I loaded up my car and I parked on the side of the road and I got in there. Took me 3 days.
To clean it out.
Clean that hill.
Right.
I got ate up with the ants so bad. My legs looked like they were from a third world country.
Well, you had the measles, huh?
Exactly. And I'd come home and he'd look at me. He's like, oh my God. What did you
That's why the government don't want to do it.
Exactly. I said, it's full of ants. And he said, well, go get some ant poison for Christ's sakes. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to go get some. So I did that and I got it all cleaned up. And then it was like, and I called him. I said, look, I got it clean, but I'm calling to let you know the water line is cut to it. This is broken on it. This, and I told them what was wrong. And they were like, well, okay. And I'm like.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, well, okay. So then, so I watched that for a little while, and then we passed on Williams Boulevard on the bridge all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the grass was so tall on the side of the bridge, you couldn't even see Hollywood Road. And I'm like, oh gosh. And I looked at Jay. He said, oh no. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm going home and get the weed eater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said, I ain't going to help you. I said, that's okay. So that's how it started. I started with Williams Avenue after that, and I just started cleaning, and I got all of that area cleaned up, and I mean, it was clean.
Right.
I scraped the road. I had everything all cleaned up. And then it just kept on after that.
Right.
The next corner was St. Louis Canal Road. Everywhere we would pass, it's like, we got to have better than this.
Yep.
I would clean up one corner of St. Louis Canal Road, then I'd clean up the other corner of St. Louis Canal Road. And I'm sorry, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it
yeah.
as best as I can.
We're not gonna have but it.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
So that's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
But then the heat was getting to me really bad.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my God, the heat was getting to me bad, and he was fussing. He's like, "You got to stop doing this."
Yeah, yeah. No, it gets addicting though. It's like you start looking and making sure it looks good.
Right.
I went on the side of the road with my weed eater too.
Right.
I picked up the trash first because don't weed eat and the trash go everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
No, you pick up the trash, then you weed eat all of that area. And I was like, and you know what's even awesome too? I don't know if you've ever found some weird stuff like picking up. I found driver's license, lighters, Zippos. I think I even found some drugs, and I didn't even know what it was. I like, kick that in the bar. Yeah,
fishy.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna buy me a one of those magnet detectors, those magnetic detectors. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll find some cool stuff.
Oh, look, I don't know what electrician did it. But at the corner of Hollywood Road and Williams Avenue, where the fork is, right there in that corner, I went for a week over there.
Cleaning up.
And I pulled out. Somebody dumped a truckload of ballasters.
Oh, wow.
Fluorescent. My weed eater got caught in them ballasters. It took me all day to untangle all those wires out of my weed eater. Oh, my God. Yes. I mean, and I went, oh, and I pulled it out, and I had like 5 ballasters hanging off my weed eater.
That's crazy.
It's like, no. So back home I went. I said, I got a problem. So when I went back, I started digging in there, and ballaster after ballaster after ballaster. I must have pulled about 40 ballasters out of there.
Wow.
So somebody just went and did it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to get it cleaned up all the way back to that gate, because that's private property back there.
Right.
But I was trying to, because what people will do is, I had a whole bushel of ball crabs dumped back there. I went, because what people do, they back up to that gate where nobody can see them.
Right.
And then they throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drive off like they didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I found a gas tank back there. I mean, you name it, it's back there.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm cleaning this up, and I wanted to get at least back up to the gate. But you'd find all kind of stuff back there. Yeah. I tell you what, they picked up piles of trash for 3 days that I had like 5 foot high.
Wow.
Of trees and shrubs and trash. And, I tried to keep it separated from, so the metal, this is metal, this is, trees. But they were there every day picking up, having to pick up trash. Right. I told Jay, I said, they got a GPS on me.
They're like, oh no, she's got some more. Oh no.
Exactly. Because I think they were
Stop.
I think they were trying to put shells on the corner, but every time they go, they'd have another pile of trash.
Oh Lord. And I know they got couillons out there that dump stuff, but I think some of the simplest stuff is just people don't take stuff out of the back of their truck and all that, and it just flies all over the place. And I think, and that's another thing that a lot of the candidates, like that was one of their top 3s is the litter.
Litter. Oh yeah, we've got to get that under control. And I even posted, I would like to see okay, school teachers, I know y'all got a lot of stuff to teach, but y'all could at least take a couple of days to teach these kids how, the importance of not trash in their parish.
Right.
I mean, hey, go outside and shoot off a confetti can and say, okay, y'all pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
You know?
It's true.
Have them tear up paper towels and throw it in the yard and say, look, y'all put all that trash out there and I pick it up.
Yep, exactly.
Because
you got to teach them.
You got to teach them. You got to teach them young.
They did that in school with us, like when we were little.
I mean,
They're like, hey, look, y'all go pick up, like, while y'all picking up blackberries back there off the thing, pick up the trash. Yeah.
Look, I remember at LaCache, if we made a mess on the ground at recess, guess what? There was no recess in the afternoon.
Yep.
The principal would come on and say, okay, y'all threw all y'all candy wrappers on the ground. Well, guess what? There's no recess this afternoon, and y'all going to have to pick it up. Hey. So it's like, y'all best be picking that stuff up.
Yeah. I like my recess.
I like my recess.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's one that was litter. What is another thing that if you get in office, you're going to be working on?
Oh, drainage, cleaning those ditches. Oh my gosh, they think spraying the ditch solves the problem. I'm sorry, that is not solving the problem. The water does not flow. Don't get me wrong, it will flow through grass, but it's not going to flow as fast as if it's clean. And that's my thing, is like they have ditches in this parish that haven't been cleaned in 40 years. Right. I mean, it's not just this administration. I mean, we talking decades.
Yeah,
of
years.
Ditches that have not been dug. And I mean, I was shocked when I passed on 6th Street the other day. They digging a ditch that I know hadn't been touched in decades, because they had a big old willow tree that must have been about 5 foot around in the middle of the ditch.
Right.
That didn't grow overnight.
No.
No. They had to get people to come in there to cut the tree out and grind the stump down to dig the ditch.
Yep.
You know, so I was very impressed that they cleaning that out. And it's like, that should have never gotten to that point.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And so, and like the old subdivisions like Broadmoor, that was built back in the 60s. So they didn't do subsurface drainage back then. They got these ditches in between these streets that are just so overgrown. It's like, well, how are we going to get there? Well, you know what? We dug the ditch. We can clean the ditch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, property owners, but if you don't want to flood, the fence has to come down for a while. We have to clean the ditch. And hey, who knows? Maybe we could afford to put some subsurface drainage in there now and cover it, and you can keep the grass cut. Right. You know, let's try to solve the problem of having to cut the ditch, put in some subsurface drainage, and it's done. Yep. You know, in these old subdivisions.
I think we need to get back to being proactive instead of reactive.
Thank you.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, so for instance, after the storm, me and a couple of my cousins' husbands, we went to South Terrebonne. They were like, okay, we can have football over here. And I'm like, yeah, y'all can have football over here, but y'all realize that y'all going to have all these people running in these fields. Like, well, no, we tell the kids don't run in there. How many times y'all tell the kids don't run in there, and how many kids are back there playing football while there's another game going on? They're running back there all the time. I said, y'all going to let people go in there? Somebody's going to stick their foot in a nail. I mean, they just had something going on. So I was like, So we go back there, we pressure washed everything, okay? Because I'm like, I can't have this. We walked into the ticket booth. I'm sorry, whoever would have sold tickets would have had to go to the hospital because of the gaps that they had up in there. Because I had 3 cans of spray. I got stung twice. I'm like, I'd rather get stung and have a nice place than have 3 or 4 kids crying to their mama that they got stung. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we went over there, and they got, I don't know if you know, at South Terrebonne, so when it rains, it comes down the stadium, and then it drains right in the front. That's why they got that little ditch cement culvert.
Right.
And it's supposed to drain out to the back. Well, they never cleaned it back there. And after the storm, it was clogged. So me and one of my cousins' husbands went back there. Not even a half hour. We get out there with a weed eater. We did it. We unclog it. All the water that was stuck right there flowed all the way to the back.
Yeah.
No mosquitoes for the I mean, so what I want people to realize that, hey, look, I could be one of those guys in the stands who, man, the mosquitoes are bad, man. Oh, it stinks, man. Who's going to do this like that? Or I could just not say anything, go do it myself, and then people are in the stands enjoying it and not worrying about mosquitoes, the smell, and all of that stuff. And I think that's why I'm glad people like you and other people are coming out to because it's normal people. It's not the people in the suit that are like, hey, I'm here to kiss babies and baby. I'm tired of that.
Tired of that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's refreshing to see normal couillons like us coming out and doing that stuff.
That's it. Exactly. That's why it's like, I mean, and look, don't get me, I mean, people, when they see me weed eating or whatever, they thanked me and everything. Everybody was nice about it. And then I had people encouraging me, like, you need to run. And I was like, I said, I don't know about that. I said, me? Yeah. And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, I just thought, I said, I don't know. But then as it went on, it's like, you can do this. You know, it's not rocket science.
Right.
You can do this.
Yep.
You know.
You just got to talk to the people, know what they want, and give them what they need, and just have somebody there to listen to. Because I think that's what happened is just, and don't get me wrong, we need business and economics in here, but I mean, I feel like our parish presidents over the last couple of years have been just these big, hard-nosed businessmen that look like you can't go talk to them about anything.
That's it. Exactly.
And a lot of the parish presidents coming up in like the different parishes around us, they look like some ordinary Joe Blows, and their parishes are flourishing for it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah, I know. I'm just an ordinary person. I've never run for political office in my life, but I have a passion for Terrebonne Parish. Yeah. I love my parish. We came home to die here. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love this place. I'll never go. Look, I told everybody, I said I think I lived in Lafourche Parish in Thibodeau for 3 months when I went to Nickel State, and I came back down to Bar, and I was like, they're like, bro, that's 45 minutes up the road, and I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand.
Exactly.
I said, it used to be I made fun of going past I-10. It gets weird. No, when you go past the Intercoastal, it gets funny up there, So
that's it. Exactly. And I was blessed to have the best of both worlds because I grew up on Locaia, and back then, I mean, we had the first school I went to doesn't even exist anymore. It was the Upper Locaia School. It was a 2-room schoolhouse.
Right.
Okay.
And didn't they have like Boudreaux Canal School and all of that down there?
That was down there, but that was for way down the bar. Right, you had a lot of kids down the bar.
You had population down there.
Population back then. So we went to the Upper Locaia School, and then in 3rd grade, we went to Lacache. So from Lacache, I mean, us kids had never left the Bayou. We stayed on the Bayou until it went after 7th grade. We went to Oaklawn, and we were scared to death because we was going to town.
Yeah. It's true.
That's it. And then I can remember, oh gosh, people would make fun of the way we talk and this, that, and the other. Well, now people love the way we talk. It's like, well, y'all wasn't like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's it. Or you tell them, well, call me, and you give them the 594. Oh, my mama don't let me call long distance. And they're right there at home.
I know, they're right there. Yeah, exactly. Man, things have changed. You can call Indonesia right now for free on your plan.
Exactly.
It used to be we have to call collect. Hey, I'm all right. I'm in the bar. Like, will you accept the call for, hey, I'm all right. I'm in the bar.
Yes, indeed. So we got to go to town, meet the kids in town, and then, like I said, my dad was from. He was born at De La Travail, but his parents had moved to Houma, and 300 Sudden Avenue was their hangout, and they had Fungy's grocery store. Well, my daddy was a very popular man at Terrebonne High. Okay. He was a social butterfly at Terrebonne High back in the day, okay? So he knew a lot of people, and my grandparents. And then with DE, I went to work at DuPont's. So I got to meet all the people from Terrebonne High. Right. So I had the best of both worlds. I love to meet all the people, and hang out and have a good time. Right. So I was very fortunate in that. And now I'm back to talking flat again. Yeah.
It don't go away. It's like riding a bike. Exactly. You learn, like that.
And look, as a kid, you work hard to try and lose that. Yeah. When you go into town.
Is she embarrassed and all that? I embrace it now.
Now I embrace it. That's it. But I delivered mail for 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And my first route was out of Grand Kaya. And I had kind of lost my accent. I had worked really hard on losing it. So I kind of lost it. But when I go deliver down Grand Kaya, after a couple of... I'd come back and Jay said, oh, you got your accent back.
Yep. You talked to a few people. It rubbed on you. Oh, man.
Yeah, because I was delivering all the way down Dulac. And so I did that for 4 years before I had I got another route in town. And once I started delivering down Dulac and Grand Kaya, It's back.
It's back. Exactly. Yeah, you never really lose it. I mean, you can go to Arkansas, you can go to,
Right.
and then people, Arkansas, do they talk like, wow, like that and this and that and the other?
No, they had a normal.
Normal?
Just ordinary voice. Yeah. Now, occasionally you get one that had a little twang.
A little
hickey tang to it, but for the most part, it was just a generic voice.
Yeah, I went to Tennessee. Well, I mean, we go to Pigeon Forge all the time, and
Everybody from Terrebonne Parish.
yeah, they always over there. I'm like, man, y'all sound like us. Where y'all from? Oh, y'all vacationing. That's why.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I know. Every time you go somewhere outside, you hear somebody talk. Oh, man, where y'all from?
Yeah, where y'all from? It's funny because Mardi Gras or Easter or anything like that, everybody from Terrebonne, especially from Terrebonne Parish, the bottom of the boot. We either going to Destin, we're going to Disney World, we're going snow skiing, or we're going to friggin' Tennessee. That's nothing else.
That's it. Getting the hell out of Dodge. Yeah. That's it. We going.
All right.
It's like I enjoyed Mardi Gras when I was young. I've been there, done that. I rode for 8 years. I was in Aphrodite back in the day when Aphrodite started back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
I was on the board of that. And boy, look, you get a bunch. Oh, Lord, you want to see
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of women on the board? That'll test your patience, partner.
That I'm telling you right now, you can have a reality TV show with a Mardi Gras board. I guarantee
that's a good
guy one too. Yeah. Like, cause they get, oh man, I've never seen. Look, I've went to Oaklawn, okay, and they had some fights over there, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have never seen more fights than a Mardi Gras float. Like a board or like a party, a Duke's party.
That's
oh my God. That's great entertainment.
That's it. That's entertainment.
That's what we're going to have. Our next forum is going to be like, what you going to do about all the fights for Mardi Gras? Your answer. Well, I'm just going to watch them. I'm going to drink and get casted with them, you know. Let them hit it on each other. They're going to drink a beer after anyway. Down the bar, that's the one thing. When you get in a fight, you share a beer after and say, man, we cool, why we hit each other like that, you know?
And that's what a lot of us, I mean, growing up, I mean, back in those days, I mean, nowadays everybody got a doggone gun and they shooting at each other. It's like, what happened to fists?
Yeah, we used to go fight down the bar, you know.
Fight all day long.
In the Rosos, you know, we find a place called the Roso Point or whatever, and we go back down, pop, 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 and then we all sit down and drink a beer after and be like, all right, it's over with? Okay.
Let's go.
It was like Montagues and Capulets. It was the LeComptes versus the Martins, you know. It's like, all right, whatever. But no.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah. But I thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was so nice to just casually talk to
somebody. Yeah. And I love to hear, like, you strip the nonsense away, the political niceness and all this stuff. No, man, I want to know the person, you know, and I'm offering, like I said, I offer it to everybody. Y'all could all come on. We just discuss what you want to talk about.
That's it.
You're not directed in a different direction and be like, hey, what are you going to do about the Chinese driving the balloons over Terrebonne Parish? Like, that doesn't matter to me.
That don't matter to me. Yeah, exactly. That's
but I'm gonna pick some fun topics before we do this. Okay, all right. It's just, this is called Interview Decks. It just gives you like a random topic that you can talk about. Let's see. Okay. If you could jump into a pool full of something, what would it be other than water?
Other than water?
A pool.
A pool of Jello.
Jello. You like Jello? Just because of the way it would feel?
I think it would feel okay. Yeah, I think,
I would jump into a big old pool of beer just because I want to see, like hold my breath and go in there and drink as long as I can and come back up and see how that would be.
No.
No?
Now I drink a beer while I'm in the Jello.
Oh, there you go. That would kind of feel like kind of cool.
Kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. Some
squishy.
Jello to squish
what flavor?
Around. Oh gosh. It'd have to be red.
Yeah, strawberry.
Yeah,
I was thinking.
I'm a red.
Yeah,
I'm a red.
Because red makes us even more couillon down here. The dyes in there make us go crazy.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's see. Number 2, we're going to do 3 of them. Okay. All right. Who or where would you haunt if you were a ghost? If you came back as a ghost, who's the first person you'd haunt if you could?
Oh, mon Dieu.
I mean, I'd have to do my significant other, you know, like if they didn't go before me.
If they didn't go before you.
Yeah.
No, my little brother.
You would. Now, how would you haunt him?
I'd give him some misère. Oh, yeah.
Some misère. That's hilarious.
I'd give his little butt some misère.
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
My little brother. Oh, yeah. I'm going to fix you.
Oh, yeah. You could get him back for all the years. Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'm the oldest. I'm the only girl.
Mm-hmm.
I had 4 brothers. And so, but I mean, they were all younger than me. So when I got married at 19, they stayed behind. Okay. And I was gone for so long, I didn't get to see them really grow up.
Right.
Because I was out the house already. But that little booger, oh, yeah, I'd give him some.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people I would haunt, but I would the first thing I'd do is just go up to somebody, the first person that, oh man, I'm dead. Okay, I'm ghost. I'm Patrick Swayze. I'd go up to them and I'd just go in their ear and just go, like that. And they'd be like, what is that? They can't see me. Like a mawingwam in their ear. Like when you're sleeping, you only got one in your room. That's the most aggravating thing. You're like,
turn the light on.
I gotta find this damn thing so I can go back to bed.
But look, one time a short story is Jay and I were in New Orleans and we were staying at one of the hotels on Canal Street, and we had a conversation in the elevator with somebody about how this particular hotel was supposed to be haunted. Okay, and I was like, oh, I love ghosts. I said I can talk to a ghost. I said they don't bother me. I said I love all of that. I said so that was our conversation. So we walked down to Redfish Grill. We were going to go eat. So we sat down at the table, and the waiter comes, and he comes to bring us the French bread and the butter. Well, he puts the butter pod down on the table. Now, mind you, there's nothing else on this table. There's no water. There's nothing else on this table. And the 3 of us are there. That butter pod looked like somebody put its finger and went straight to me.
Oh. No.
I swear to God.
It moved?
It moved. That poor little waiter, our eyes got all as big as saucers. We looked at, I kid you not, it went at least 6 to 8 inches.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yes. That little waiter was like, whoa.
Wow. That's crazy.
Exactly. And Jay said,
gave you the frissons?
The frissons, partner. I told Jay, I said, we was talking about the ghosts in the elevator. I guess they followed us.
Maybe they like butter, you know?
But I kid you not.
Wow.
It looked like somebody had put their finger on the butter and slid it across the table to me.
So you know there's another life, you think?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm responsive to spirits. Okay, I can feel the energy.
Yeah,
I really can.
I always, I don't have that type of medium like with that, but I do believe that. We go through all these trials, tribulations, and we have these memories. We have everything for a reason. Like when you die, like does it just go away and there's nothing?
Nothing.
Then what was this? What was it for?
That's it.
So I do believe there's something. There's something else.
That's it.
And I'm Catholic, so hopefully
Me
it's
too. I'm Catholic too.
Hopefully it's with baby Jesus,
That's right. Exactly.
So
exactly.
But all right, let's see. Let's wrap it up with this last one.
Where we going now?
All right, let's see. Would you rather an unlimited supply of sushi or an unlimited supply of tacos?
Tacos.
Oh, tacos? You like Taco Tuesday, huh?
Yeah, I can eat sushi. Me and sushi don't get along.
Oh, no, I love sushi.
I know.
But I love tacos, too, so I don't even know which one I would
exactly.
take. I'd probably do sushi. I don't know why, because it's just, you got to have that. It's an acquired taste. I'll never forget. This was kind of like, I just graduated from Nichols. It was the early 2000s. Never had sushi before in my life, and then they had the Rockin' Sake that opened up. It's Mike's Steakhouse now, or I don't know what it is now, but it changes names like I change drawers every day.
Exactly.
But that was the first time I said, Holly, let's go try it and see. We'll try to cook stuff at least. Well, let me tell you, the cook stuff even, I was like, I've eaten some crazy stuff. Yeah. Big nose, oysters, all of that stuff. And I'm like, bruh, this is disgusting. And we were walking out, and I saw some of my friends. They're like, "You tried sushi? It's good, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it was great, bro. We're going to Burger King after this, So we, but it's an acquired taste. And over the years, I'm like, okay, let me give it another try. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then now it's like, I could eat whatever. I could eat it
Really?
raw. I could almost take a redfish and just eat it now. I ride it fresh out the water.
Yeah, I tried it one time, and when that fella took over the old Donald's of Houma and opened up that restaurant on the corner, and they had that sushi bar.
Yep.
It was really nice. I mean, I was ecstatic when that thing opened up. It's like we gotta go try this. We got something new, and it's pretty, and we got to keep this here. And we went, and I tried something, and it was like it was wrapped in seaweed, and I was like, no.
But it's not the seaweed you see in the bay over here. I think that's what a lot of Cajuns do. They're like, no, I'm not eating that because I saw that in the bay. Or I could take that, put it on the hook, and I could catch some fish with that, or a crab, or something,
Something, yeah, exactly. So I tried it, but I used to go over there all the time and order, what was it, the Imperial chicken or something like that. Yeah, we loved that. And I could walk. When we lived downtown, I'd walk over there, go get supper, and come back home. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So
tacos, not sushi.
Yeah, it would be tacos. Yeah.
Taco Tuesday every night. Tuesday. Unlimited Taco Tuesdays. Tacos. That's awesome. Well, Ms. Connie, thank you so much again for joining me on the DJ Rhett podcast. Good luck with everything. If you need anything, let me know.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything. I hope it turns out okay.
Me too.
All right.
Me too.
Well, thank y'all for joining us on the DJ Rhett podcast. For Ms. Connie Bourg, y'all go vote. We don't care who you vote. Well, I'm sure she cares you vote for her. But go vote, man. Go vote. Make a difference.
Make a difference.
You can't bitch and moan unless you go press a button, okay?
That's right. You have a variety of choices. You can get out there and go. Don't say, it's not done. It is not done. You have to go out there and vote.
Exactly. There's early voting. You got up to 3 weeks to vote or something like that. So there's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
Yeah.
You can do it by absentee, by mail. You can on the 30th is early voting, and then the day of the election, October 14th. So yeah, you got plenty of time to vote
and plenty of places to register to vote. You can go, go to I think you can go to la.gov or something. Yeah, la.gov, and they give you all the listings. If you're not registered to vote, you can register right there.
Exactly, and they have the Go Vote app,
so
you get the ballot and everything ahead of time.
Exactly.
In fact, I just got my number 65.
65. All right.
I like that number.
That's your age?
Oh, no. Add one.
Add one? Nah.
66.
66?
66, yeah.
Yeah. I'm 46, so I'm not too far.
Well, I went to school with your mom and daddy.
Yeah, you did. You did, huh? Because my dad is 66. He's 20 years older than me. Yeah, 66. So he graduated in 75.
Yep, we graduated in 75.
I was born in 77. Yep.
Yep. Same thing like us. Our son was born in 78. But they were so quiet.
Yeah, they're not quiet anymore. No, I mean, like me. They produced me.
I know.
But I was quiet up until probably I was got to South Terrebonne. When I got to South Terrebonne, see, I went to Village. I went to East Houma because I lived in Presque Isle there. So I went to East Houma, Village East, Oak Lawn, and then I was far enough down to go to South Terrebonne, where all the people I went to school with, they all went to Ellender. So when I went to South Terrebonne, it's like I was the new kid on the block. I was one of maybe 10 people that came from.
Wow.
All my friends growing up, they all graduated Ellender, so I had a fresh new start, but that's all right because I was picked on my whole life. So when I went to South Terrebonne, I said, Mama, I want your blue jeans. I want contacts. I don't want glasses anymore. I'm going over there. I'm going to South Terrebonne looking like Sex in the City, walking there like that. And I walked in there and the rest was history. And I'm like, all right. Then I started going, started DJing and everything. My mom and dad's like, bro, I don't know where you came from. I don't know where you came from.
That's when I first started hearing you. And they said, that's David and Rhonda's son. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Them dudes didn't talk back then.
They didn't talk back then. I rode the bus with them and everything, and they never talked.
Yeah. My dad's a quiet person.
They are. Yeah. But they were some good people.
Oh, yeah.
They some good people.
They still kicking chicken.
They still good.
Oh, yeah. They down the bay on Blaze Street down there. Yeah.
Okay.
They all live down there. Like I was talking to somebody in another podcast. It used to be where everybody was brothers and sisters. They all lived down the same street.
That's right.
You can go see your parent, you can go see your mama, you can go see everybody's down the same street. It's not like that anymore.
No.
They still got some pockets in Chauvin that are still like that, but up here,
it saddens me to see that the kids down the bayou don't have the bayou that we grew up with.
Oh man, the lanyards and the.
That's it.
Oh man.
Yeah. And just to be a kid in those neighborhoods back in those days, that we didn't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
We could drag the streets all we wanted.
But what? There's so much to do now.
Yeah.
That we didn't have back then, but there was so much to do back then without that crap.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, yeah.
I'd stay in the damn woods and get poison ivy and it was normal.
It's it. Exactly.
You know, as long as when you start hearing creak creak creak, and then you see the light on, get your ass home.
That's it.
That's it.
Exactly.
If you hear, my dad, he can whistle. My Aunt Kayla, the same thing. They can whistle. Like they can take on Whistle Monster was the Saints. When you heard that suck, oh my God. Nope, I gotta go. That was Daddy's whistle. Because you could hear it all the way down Michon Drive. Like that. I was like, oh God, that's Daddy's whistle. I gotta go. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But hopefully you get in there and we could start getting it back to those old days.
Back to those old days. Oh God, yeah. I'd love to see it because I want to see them bayous cleaned up and looking sharp.
Well, let's do it. We'll do it together.
Let's do it. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Y'all tune in to the DJ Rhett podcast. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. Miss Connie. I flicked at the B. I was like Miss Bonnie. Like Connie Bourg. All right. See y'all later.